And that would echo up and down the rivers, warning the other boats if someone was in the area. Now this interesting chair over here is called an English writing chair, 1830. Now ladies, we would sit like ladies, of course, and we would twist and write. Gentlemen would straddle it, rest their arms, and they could write. Of course, gentlemen didn't have all these clothes on either, did they? Now the room we're going into now is Mr. Kevin's bedroom. And yes, this is his private home. He's just gracious enough to let us come in his room all day long. Come on in here. Gentlemen, as you come into the room, look at the first window. That's the gentleman's shaving table. Yeah, it was kind of short too. Also, gentlemen, if you was as well-to-do as this family, then guess what? You got to wear the horsehair wig. You didn't have to worry about rolling it. We sewed the curls in. It's a permanent fix. You can come over here and touch it if you want. It is very coarse. Horsehair on the outside and leather underneath. Ladies, we had a beautiful vanity to get dressed at every day. And gentlemen, your collars and your cuffs were detachable. We're going to talk about that when we come to the kitchen. Windows, they would open from floor to ceiling, and we walked right in and out of them, using them as doorways back then. Before 1940, this was the master's bedroom. Today, bathroom and a closet. Which brings me to the point of why we didn't have closets. Because every room in the house was taxed. If your closet was this big, it was going to be taxed the same amount as this room. There was no way that we were going to do this. So we used the armoires instead. A lot of the older homes in the area here still use armoires. They don't have the closets built anymore. Still, a lot of them like that. Now, we got our steps to get into the bed. But this is not just steps, y'all. This is also a chamber pot. How about that? Yes, before 1940, this is what you use. Here in South Louisiana, you don't want to have to go to the outhouse here. We got alligators and snakes and spiders and raccoons and possums and all kinds of little critters running around here. So you definitely would use the chamber pot. Now the number one rule would be, don't forget to put that top down before you try to get out of that bed. It'll be a very bad situation. Now we're going to go on to the rest of the house. Watch your step as you go through right here. Now the third floor is actually was the ballroom of the house. But today Mr. Kevin's got a beautiful apartment up there, and we've got some offices up there. When he has visitors that come in from out of town, they'll stay up there. Now this thing right here is called a Lazy Susan. Well, they borrowed part of my name, the Susan part, all right. I told them it was all right though. This would be set in the center of the room. You could walk around it or you could spin it around. Today we got it stationary. We don't want to scratch it up because it was devalued immediately. And this little boy right here, he kind of reminds me of Jeffrey Dahmer versus the Addams Family, doesn't he? He's not happy at all. His name is Duncan Kenner. If you came from New Orleans, then you passed through Kenner, Louisiana, all right? His family is the one that founded Kenner, Louisiana. Duncan grew up to be a very prominent businessman here in this area. He had many sugarcane plantations. Only thing is, I do hope he got a little bit happier. Now, the room we're going into is originally the library of the house. Y'all come on in here. This was originally the library of the house, but today it's used for our fine dining. If you ever get a chance to eat here, the food is fabulous. We are voted in Esquire magazine to be one of the top 20 restaurants in the United States. That's for our fine dining. But guess what? The same chefs cook for the cafe every day, so the food's just as good there too. Anybody familiar with Blue Dog? Blue Dog. Mr. Kevin is friends with Rodrigue, who does the Blue Dogs. And if you go to New Orleans, you'll see them all over. I hate to say it, but that's the ugliest dog I've ever seen in my whole life. Now, I want y'all to look at the floors, okay? Because this is what we call butterfly pegging. We would butterfly peg our floors together. Another thing, Look at these doorknobs. These people were severely short. Now that back door there is the only secret door we do know about in the house. At one time it went into the master's bedroom. Today it goes into Mr. Kevin's bathroom, so we don't dare open that door there. Now we're going to travel on down to the 1770 part of the house. Remember when I told you about the cypress wood? Had that mold, doesn't mildew, doesn't rot, and the termites hate it. Y'all know this, you're from Louisiana. We have the original floors and ceilings built in 1770 in our fine dining down here out of cypress wood, and not one board has ever been replaced. So come on down here. Get the door open here. Go down to the left. We're going to check that out, but I do want to show you something on the right, too, when you get finished looking at the left right there. It's a beautiful place to dine. If you ever get a chance to dine here, the food is great. Go to the left. Where y'all going? Y'all not stopping to look. Y'all just running on down. Go in the green doors.
What a view. Isn't that beautiful?
This is how
1770. Isn't that amazing? So you were standing in a house that was built in 1770. Original floors, original ceilings. We used the replica china. They'll go get flowers out of the gardens. They put the candles on the tables at nighttime, and the fountains lit up. Just a very beautiful place to dine. Now across the hall there is something I do want to show you over there. So come on across the hall when you get ready.
No, you're good. You can spend a whole day here.
Now the two
Cool.
gentlemen,
it's good in here.
the two gentlemen on the walls is Latil and Conway. Those are the gentlemen who purchased the land from the homeless Indians. The lady above the fireplace, I don't know who she is, but she shows way more than her ankles. Don't look at her. Turn around and look at the brick wall right here. This is the original brick that I told y'all we put in the center of our walls. Remember I told you we put moss in our walls also for the insulation? Well, when you get ready to go out the door here, I want you to look right up there. We got moss that's coming out of the wall that was put here in 1770. Also, you can see little remnants of paper throughout too, because they would use that also for the insulation of the home. Now we're going to go down to the carriageway, and then the kitchen, my favorite part of the house. Be careful coming down.
Look, your pheasant.
Yeah, I took a picture of that. On my phone all day.
You get the door. Love that stairs.
Oh, I had an accident, and I go up and break it. Well, I can put you in the elevator. Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm good. Now, this is what we call the carriageway. The gentleman would come right here with the horse and carriage, pick us ladies up, take us out for a stroll in the gardens, up and down the rivers. And of course, when we get exhausted and worn out, bring us back and drop us off right here. We have easy access into our house. And then, of course, the gentleman will go and put the horses and the carriages away. Now, our next room is our final destination. It is my favorite room of the whole house, I have to tell you. I love the kitchen. But if you are taller than me, and that's most people, step up and duck down. Because if you do not, I promise you will bump your head. I'm 5'4.5". I have to put that half in there, you know. And I'm very close to bumping my head. So do be careful as you come into the house. Through the doorway. I mean, look at this. I'm so close to bumping my head. My favorite part of the house.
Oh, wow.
I love my kitchen.
Didn't it though?
Well, we didn't have air conditioning here.
Yeah.
And now they have air conditioning. Now in 1770, Latil and Conway decided to warn the kitchen here. Unheard of. Because if a log rolled off, it would burn the whole plantation down. They said no. 2 or 3 women can remain in here until the fire is completely out. We've had our original kitchen right here since 1770, made of the homemade brick that I just showed you up on the 2nd floor there. Now the big pots I showed you out in the yard there, the sugar cane kettles, we take the whole stalks of the sugar cane and put them down in there. Take the big bellows like that, get the fires roaring real big, take big wooden paddles and we'd stir that sugar cane. And that sugar would boil out of that cane, and we would pour it into the sugar mold. When it would harden and dry, pull it out, package it up, send it to the dock, and go to the port of New Orleans. If you want to use some, just chop off the amount that you needed to use. Now, sugar wasn't white like we see it today, and it wasn't in grains like we see it today. And this is how it would come in the form of a sugar mold. Now, who drinks coffee in here? Uh-oh, guess what? Coals not roasted, beans not roasted. Put your coals here, put your coffee beans here, and roast. And roast. I'm going to tell you 5 minutes of this. I'm going to forget that. I'm taking it to you. It's easier. Then you got to grind. Then you can make yourself a pot of coffee. This process took a bit of a time. Now this thing right here is called a nutcracker. If you want to make a fancy dish, you might want to put some pecans, almonds, or some type of nut on it. So it is the nutcracker. And this, y'all, I promise y'all, I thought that was a pasta maker, but it's not. It's called, don't it look like it would be for pasta, all right? But I still think it could double as that. It's called a fluting iron. Ma'am, step over here. Remember when I told you about the gentleman's collars and the cuffs? They would be detachable. We'd heavily starch them and run them through the fluting iron and to give them a little pleated look. So now I'm going to let you borrow my tip. I mean, don't tie it up, all right? When you get it through here, it's going to be pleated. Hold it here and run it through.
Hold this.
No, hold it here, baby. There you go.
Thank you.
And there you go. You'd have been a good pleater. And of course, y'all wore ruffles and lacing just like us ladies. Now, gentlemen, you all were the smokers. To make your cigars. Girls, we don't have time for that. We got a big old house. We got to make lots of candles. Our candles are made of pig fat. Ours was probably smelling a little bit like bacon and ham. If you wanted some meats and cheeses, we got a big old knife. If you wanted a piece of toast, we even have a toaster. Yep, you put your bread right there, put it against the fire, toast the bread, and whoop, flip it around, toast the other side. While we were so fancy in our house, we had a microwave. Well, now it was a little bit different, but we had one. Today's microwave holds what? 1 plate? Mine holds 3. If your electricity goes out, what you gonna do? Yours won't work, but mine does. Well, there's my microwave. You got your 3 plates right there, and you put your food on there. You got a door. You got a hollow back. You're going to slide it up against the fire. It's going to keep your food nice and warm. 1770 kitchen, late 1800s, early 1900s kitchen. Now, this does conclude our tour. Does anybody have any questions? I know I don't shut up the whole time. I talk the whole time. But I got so much information to tell you.
The fireplaces, are they
Original.
Italian marble?
Yes, they are. They are Italian marble. And we have 8 of them throughout the house. And do you know it would take over 2 months to install one fireplace? But at the bottom of the, on the floors, on the floorboards, if you notice that, that was not marble. That was actually faux finished. We did the faux finishing back then too. No questions? Well, I just want to say I hope this was the best tour you've ever been on. It has been certainly fun to me. And I'm going to let you all out the back door. But I'm so excited, y'all. I have to share my news with you all. The daughter that you met is not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about my other daughter. I found out I'm going to be a grandmother for the first time.
Congratulations.
I'm so excited. I keep texting her, how you doing? And oh, Lord, we've been blessed. We got a little angel coming in this world. And she's like, Mother, please. You're driving me crazy. I'm like, oh, God, I got to wait 9 months for this.
It'll go by fast.
I hope so. So anyway, I'm going to let you all out the back door. It's been a blessing of mine. And thank you all for going on my tour.
Thank you.
Now watch your step as you come out here, okay? Because there is a little step down here. I got to do lizard patrol. Hold on. They jump. I don't like them. I'm afraid of them. Jack and Snake. Hi. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. You had a good time? Yes. Good. You had fun, baby?
Huh?